Okay. Happy morning, everyone, and a wonderful evening. Yes, so we are on to the week 3 of our 40 days program. It'd be great to see many of you on the screen. Anyone would like to come on camera? See only 5 to 6 of us. Awesome. Okay, so my name is Pradeep. I'll be the host for this week. And by profession, I'm into IT industry. I'm working here in Bangalore for the last 11 years. I'm associated with Sir and Madam for the last 6 years closely. Been volunteering for the foundation actually for the last 6 years. So we conducted many events like offline events, online events, and then volunteered in scheduling the monthly calendars, and we conducted many home-to-home meditations, and it's been a wonderful journey for the last 6 years. And in that, in the process, I also attended many of the workshops like this, like abundance creation, elevate your energy, and more residential retreats conducted by Chandra sir. So over the last few years, learned few things and started experimenting them also on what this manifestation is, how we can actually attract abundance or manifest our dreams and desires to our life. And yeah, so what do we do in this week? So let's understand more about the science behind this manifestation. Like we'll talk about quantum physics, and then we'll talk more about energy. We'll talk more about we are more energy and less matter in the 5-point formula. So this week is going to be exciting, and we can all get ready with our 1 or 2 goals that we want to get manifested in the next couple of months time, or in 5 to 6 months time. So before handing over to sir, let's watch a quick video, and then I'll hand it over to sir for today. Yeah. Yes, Monica, can we see the video?
My gratitude to Chandra sir for taking me into this journey with all the Buddha CEO, and the manifestation started in August of 2022, where I was doing my master's this one, and I have a couple of offers in my hand, and I have a confusion of which one to pick. Then there was a manifestation week came out, and I thought of looking into this. So why not try manifestation and decide what I am excited of and where I have to go. I did this manifestation, and I went into this manifestation for a week. I started believing in everything. Everything happens for a cause, and it will be back to normal with some movement. You just need to believe it, that it's going to be fine.
And recently, in the manifestation week, I was just thinking, is this really going to work? Somehow I manifested and it worked out. And when I called them, they were free, and they said, okay, let's just meet today. And I was so happy. And I want to do this kind of things again and again.
Everything, but I was searching a lot. And now my search has come to an end in that sense that I'm very fulfilled for the first time in my life. And so many things have fallen into place. And with regard to manifestation, I never thought it would happen, but it's happening so fast, so good. I don't know, I'm just manifesting abundance, and it's just coming. I don't know. It's I'm difficulty receiving it, but you brought abundance into my life, I'm sure through to many lives.
I have been into meditation for past 4-5 months from last December. It's been a great experience. In a way, life has transformed is what I can say. A lot of things have fallen in place. I have not done anything. I have not asked for it, and I did not manifest something has to happen. Family relationship has changed. Though it was all good, but still the understanding is furthermore improved. Lot of things have happening without notice and without asking for it. We think about it and things are happening.
Okay, wonderful. So we can be one of those guys from those intro videos by the end of this program. So let's understand more about the science behind this manifestation. So with that, I'll hand it over to Sir.
Thank you, Pradeep. Happy morning, dear friends and masters. Great afternoon, wonderful evening. We can sure be one of them once you understand the science of creation. To create. Welcome to this third week of our Coherence program. Coherence is a fundamental requirement to manifest. Manifest means to create. Create a life experience that we wish to go through. We create a life experience that we wish to go through. And then create it and then experience it. Then we let go of it, then we go to the next one. Every event, every experience in our life is happening that way. There is something coming in. What we do not recognize is that we are the creators of all the experiences. Individually, we are creating, and then with a group, we are creating. Unless we allow any experience to happen through our own agreement, it's not prima facie possible to have an experience in our life. No matter how hard it seems, how helpless that we are in a situation what appears to come in our way. If we understand the science of manifestation, the essence of it is that our observation manifests possibilities, quantum physics. Our thoughts and feelings create our outer reality, spiritual science. What you dream about is what you can hold, or if you can see it, you can hold it. In leadership, dream and then you create it. So to create two essential things, coherency means that now being able to work together coherently, support each other coherently, be one with this yourself, with all the parts of your body, so then they're working together towards that thing, and then being able to be friendly with everybody, to nature, animal, because everything is playing a part in our creation. And to this quantum field, which is definitely is a part that is responding. Coherency is one, and then staying focused towards what looking for is second. Two aspects to creation. Coherency brings happiness. Means that there is higher vibration. The communication we send out is higher vibration. And then focus, and then a coherent mind is focused. And we have focus, attention, in many ways that we're going to learn in this today, during this week. Then we seem to attract things into our life. Whether it is an unresolved real estate challenges, for forever the things don't work. One comes into meditation, they seem to resolve. Many relationship challenges, they seem to resolve, at least gain clarity to have one way or the other. Conflicts, including they're into court cases, they seem to find natural solutions. People wishing to experience certain level of travel, they're doing it. People wanting to grow their businesses are happening. And then most easy one seems to be that people are gaining promotions and landing jobs and admissions as they look to have. And then earlier this week, we've heard of some masters coming and sharing how their health is gained in many ways. If you're focused towards what we are dearly wishing to have, and then we're excited about that thing, then it seems to come into our life, and we call it manifestation. Patriji called meditation and visualization combined is manifestation. Experiencing whatever that we wish look to have and create into our lives. There's default and there's deliberate. Default things are happening to me. Many meditators talk about it. When I came into meditation, things happen when I think about things happening. There is some, without meditation, of course, for them, things are always there. If we have a coherency, and then if we have strong mind power, then strong focus, then things do happen. By default, if you are not distracted, and then you are in general positive and bullish about what you're looking to experience, then it is happening always. There is no new secret. There is a movie called Secret, the book called Secret came about a few years ago. It sort of put the science around manifestation and said people have been creating this, that they didn't know what the reason of how things are getting created. Spiritual science is saying our thoughts create a reality fundamentally. Now, quantum physics is also helping us understand this a lot more. How is that my thought can create an experience when it seems to me that in a given situation, many other people around me are the ones who are actually causing this to happen to me. The default creation is for those who are able to create just by thinking about it, staying positive, without necessarily doing anything beyond wishing to have something. The deliberate creation is where those who are wanting to actively play in the creation, it's like you're trying to actively be in growing your company deliberately. Some start it and then give it to folks, and then they run it, it seems to happen for them. Whereas some want to actually play a role in it, in growing it, the deliberate creation. Both are there. The deliberate creation is those who are dreaming and visualizing and imagining. The science of manifestation, dear friends, is to do those things that are helping us to bring an experience that we wish to have into our life consistently. So this week we're going to explore this science, what is involved. When I came in contact, when I heard very early on the thought create reality, while we understand based on various case studies that, okay, so that people, successful leaders are always staying on top of what they're looking to have. than to get stuck in the challenges that are there. You understand that, yes, if your thoughts or your dreams become reality. And so that many of them always talked about dream, imagine. And so I understand from that perspective. And then spiritual science, I heard from Patriji, from Dr. GK, that your thoughts create reality. It was initially difficult to accept, but as I experimented, it starts happening. Simple things as we change your thoughts and people are changing in the way they respond to you. That itself solves 99% of our relationship challenges. If you change your thought here, then expecting the other person to change. When you change your thought here, your communication with the person changes, so then they show up differently too. That itself is a big thing. So start experimenting on many aspects, including my business growth, my business acquisition, Buddha's a quantum foundation, the way it's going to take shape, is where it's going to grow. Many things seem to be supported through this concept of manifestations that we will discuss during the week. Welcome to it. Definitely, it's quite popular for many people wanting to experience those things that have been working on. And some, of course, are coming to resolve crises. Whatever reason that we have come here, maybe due to a crisis, maybe due to health challenge, maybe due to something, or in some cases where we seem to be stuck in life or seem to not have the joy of life anymore, and so then we're looking for a solution. And this week's manifestation is sure helping many people get clarity on things are how things are created. And so then what should I do? What part of my thinking, my behavior, my belief system that I must change or look to change, so that I too can make things happen effortlessly, at least have the strength to understand that it's happening through my effort. So then it helps us to start doing inwards. It helps us to go in more inward journey than outward journey to create. Let's go into our meditation once again, dear friends. We are practicing breath mindfulness meditation. The core of the technique that we practice is Ana-Pana-Sati, or observing our natural in-breath and out-breath. When we observe the breath, slowly our mind becomes empty. The goal is to stay in an empty state of the mind to as much as possible, or the goal is to lessen the thoughts, reduce the thoughts in our mind, and then slowly go towards empty states. And then be in that state. So the posture is simple. In day 1 and day 2 videos of day 2 of this program cover these techniques in detail of why we're doing what we're doing. So those of you new can go back and refer to them. For today, here is the process and procedure. You're sitting on the chair or on the floor in the chair comfortably with your eyes closed. If you're wearing spectacles, remove them, fingers into fingers, hands in your lap comfortably. And then crossing your feet at ankle, if you're sitting in the chair, or cross-legged on the floor as you see in the picture. Observe your breath, your natural breath, without any forceful inhalation or exhalation, your natural breath as it is. Observe your natural breath. And where do you observe? Observe it at any point on your nose as a reference. Take any point on your nose as a reference and observe your breath at that point, that in-breath going in, coming out, and slowly your mind is going into empty states. As thoughts start coming, the mind is in an empty state. But emptiness is energy. You may experience some sensation, movement, or any of those involuntarily. When that happens, you observe that experience. In case at any given time you have a thought and you know that you're thinking, you know it is your thought, active thought that you're projecting through your mind, then bring your attention back to the breath. When you are experiencing something involuntarily, things are happening, you know it's not what you are doing it, and then your body may be suddenly moving, or you're seeing something which is completely unexpected. So they're all meditation experiences. Observe them when that happens. But when you know there is a thought is there, it is your thought, and then you bring your attention back to the breath and again observe, and slowly, slowly you go into the empty state. So this is going to happen several times, as the mind is always distracting us from concentration or from bringing one thing. And the one thing here is to observe the breath and let go slowly to go into the empty states. While the mind brings thoughts, and so when thoughts come, of course, our meditation is, temporarily not there. So then we bring our attention back to the breath. Right? The emptiness is temporarily not there. So we bring our attention back to the breath. This is called breath mindfulness meditation. We're doing this for maximum duration here in this process. And then before this, we're doing something called heart elevation. Just follow my guidance for this, dear friends. Relax yourself. Sit comfortably. Relax your body. With your eyes closed. Specs removed. Scan your body from head to toe. Relax into it. Relax into each and every part of your body. Let yourself to merge into the emptiness of yourself. Your greater consciousness, your awareness. lakhs of energies intricately connected with each other. The more stay aware of this energy, the emptiness, away from the body. The more you may experience that holiness, that connectedness. Express gratitude. All things and everybody. Gratitude to your parents, your teachers, your mentors, family, friends. colleagues, relatives, everybody. Be grateful. This grand nature, the bird, the fish, and the animals, everything you, the technology, is the country, the governments, gratitude to yourself and to this intelligent field. Declare your experiences from the session. And whenever you're ready, you may open your eyes.
Okay. Slowly open your eyes, friends. When you are ready, put both your hands on your eyes. Okay. So Sir will be joining in a minute. Anyone would like to share on today's meditation experience? Okay, I'm seeing a couple of hands. Let's hear from Nalini Madam first.
Good morning, sir.
Hello. Yeah.
Yeah. Today it was more peaceful, and that emptiness I could feel, and didn't feel like coming out of the meditation. Felt like sitting for some more time. It was wonderful, I can say. Thank you.
Wonderful. Great. Nice. Okay. So, yes, Neha, madam, you can unmute yourself.
Hello, all good morning to you. And I'm grateful to all Buddha CEO team and gratitude for all you. So my question is, I always prepared to do meditation in open space like garden, terrace. But sometimes what happened, अभी बारिश आई तो मैं uneasy हो गई और I'm addicted to meditation. Sometimes my mind is not prepared to do meditation. Still I want to do meditation. तो अच्छा होता नहीं है, मगर वो गिल्ट होता है अगर नहीं करेंगे तो उसके लिए क्या कर सकते हैं. और दूसरी बात ये है कि जगह और प्लेस चेंज हो जाएगा तो मैं नहीं कर पाती. सपोज वी गो टू आउट ऑफ स्टेशन तो वहां पे अगर टाइम भी हो तो भी मेरा वो प्लेस नहीं है, इसके लिए मैं कंसंट्रेट नहीं कर पाती हूँ. तो उसके लिए क्या करना चाहिए.
So these things will be there initially, madam, that we might be inclined to places and the surroundings, but over a period of time, I think we will not be depending upon any of these things. So in my initial days, I used to feel so good when I meditate in the park. Early mornings when I used to go
Me
to the
too,
park
sir.
and
Me
I
too.
meditate, then I used to feel very good. Now once the 40 days program ended, it was little uncomfortable to do in the room, but then I don't know how it went off, but it was gone. So now if you ask me, I'll be able to sit anywhere. So that's what it will be the same for everyone. So you can just continue.
और वन मोर क्वेश्चन सर, सपोज अगर हम रूम में करते हैं तो अदर पर्सन की एनर्जी अपने को डिप्लीट कर सकती है.
No, nothing like that.
Okay.
Nothing like that. Yeah.
Okay, thank you so much, sir. I'm
Wonderful.
thankful to all your Buddha CEO team.
Wonderful, ma'am. Thank you.
Okay, have
Be
a good
there
day,
every
sir.
day.
Good
Yeah,
day.
yeah.
Good day. Thank you.
Okay. Deepali.
Hello, good morning, sir.
Hello, ma'am.
Actually, today the experience was a bit different. I just in this meditation, it was like I was like coming out of breath. Like I was feeling something vacuum-like thing in my stomach, and then suddenly on my nose, like that.
Right.
Then I'm again coming to my senses, and then again going like that. Going back.
Right.
Is
Good, right? I
there-
mean, see, we can go through various energy experiences during meditation. So if you are feeling good, then let it be there. I think we need not analyze much like what this experience meant, what it is, and also we can just let it be there.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah. Okay, I think sir has joined, and yeah, hand it over back to sir.
Thanks, Pradeep. Wonderful. All right, wait, you got the wrong camera on here. Okay, dear friends, let's look into this important concept of how our thoughts create reality. Some of you in the past have watched this video from a quantum physicist called Fred Alan Wolf. I myself was quite fascinated when I understood the science. First time I came across this in the year 2014. And then I've listened to and then read books of the masters who seem to explain it. From Amit Goswami, Dr. Amit Goswami, from Dr. Joe Dispenza, Greg Braden, and many of them who are trying to bridge science with spirituality. And so this is one such thing here we understand through quantum physics, how our thoughts may be creating our reality. Because quantum physics is now saying that there are infinite possibilities in this energy field, and we are that field. Based on the physics, we can infer that there are infinite possibilities. Of course, the physics is saying quantum physics, and we are that field. And these possibilities are brought into a physicality. A possibility is equal to an experience brought into physicality through our focused thought, attention. It's called observation. So I'm putting up a few slides here. So we're calling it manifestation quotient. So the ability to manifest things. And you understand the science and then the techniques that are going to follow during this week. We call this the manifestation. Then if we implement them, we will increase our manifestation quotient, ability to create things. The foundation principle is the thoughts and feelings create our outer reality for manifestation science. And so then we look to explore how is this principle true scientifically. That's the base, that's the understanding today I would like to us to develop. And then I will refer to this during the last 2 weeks. I'm saying we're all energy, we are less matter, we are energy, and then we are not matter, we are body little. Our thoughts are creating so many things. I kept saying that. So I'll try to understand it today, some of it. The quantum physicist called Neil Bohr said everything we call real in this world is made of things that cannot be regarded as real. What we think is real is actually made of things that are not real. But in the world of a quantum physics, it's all very, very micro. They're going to the micro level to go into the atoms, subatoms. And so when they're looking from that view, they're saying that what you see is real is not really real because made up of stuff that's not real. That means it cannot be touched and felt. Einstein said, as far as the laws of mathematics refer to reality, they're not certain. And if they are certain, they don't refer to reality. So what this statement, I mean, it looks a little convoluted. What this statement is saying is our reality is uncertain. We think it's all very predictable, but it's very uncertain. Think about it. When you step out of the home, you have an intent to go to your workplace. But is it certain that you go to your workplace after stepping out of the home? You can't tell. I mean, the answer would be that yes, it's uncertain. I don't know. For various reasons, I may not go to workplace, I might come back home. It happened, right? It happens. We think it's certain, but many reasons it's not uncertain. I mean, it's not really certain. So quantum physics, like I was saying, the reality is uncertain. Uncertainty means that's reality. We think everything is predictable, but it's not. The three physics principles of quantum physics principles that we would like to explore, which sort of drive the basis for our thoughts and feelings create our reality. We are less matter, more energy. We are unlimited possibilities and potential. There are unlimited possibilities means there are any amount of experience that is possible. It is potentiality is there. That means it can become a physical experience. They're all there as a possibility. Any experience where unlimited means limitless. Any number of experiences we can have in our life. You know it. How many ways you can experience your life? The answer would be that many ways. Can I say, can you put a count to it? You'd say it's not possible. How many ways you can experience that? Many ways. Life can be experienced in many, many ways. Quantum principle is that we have unlimited possibilities. We have more energy, we have unlimited possibilities. The third thing is our observation. What brings this possibility into your reality is your observation. When you observe something, now that is becoming real. That possibility is becoming real. Or things that you, when you say real, it is coming into your sensory experience. Through your sights, your touching, smelling, all of those, hearing, your sensory experience. Real means it comes into sensory experience. Then you say it's real. So this chart is trying to explain a little bit around differences about this, exploring these three principles a little more deeply. So you see an atom on the bottom on the left side, and you see also a wave. An atom is more of a contained matter. We think it's a matter, right? An atom is a particle. Atom is the smallest element, the smallest particle that we know of. And of course, now there are more below it called quanta. An atom contains subatomic particles like electrons and neutrons. Those are the smallest that we've read. And then there is, if you go deeper inside, then you see something called quanta packets of energy. But if you go into every object, everything in the universe, including our bodies, ultimately they're made up of these atoms. There are lots of hydrogen, oxygen, chloride, right? The various elements are there comprising a body, calcium. They're all elements. So they all are atoms, and then they all have inside certain number of electrons, and then nucleus, the center. We've got a little bit of physics. On the other hand, the wave, which is on the depicted on the right side, is something that doesn't have boundary. An atom has a boundary. If you think it's a particle, it's all boundary. It's like a ball, right? It's like a small marble. It's particle, matter. As a wave, an energy, like your radio waves, they don't have boundary. They always seem to be moving along in any direction that they can traverse, because they're formless. They're there. It's a wave, energy. Now, what quantum is when you look inside, everything is made up of subatomic particles deep inside. That's what I just explained. A body containing various organs, and then organs going deep. If you go into the organs, you'll find chemicals, they're all molecules. Simple molecules are composite molecules. What is a molecule? Like water, H2O. H2O is a molecule. You say there is an acid in our body. So there is acid, hydrochloride, let's say HCl. So they're all molecules. That means they contain multiple elements. I'm going to go a little bit of physics today. A little bit, but not a lot. So everything is got this. Let's say you have organs in your body, and the body organs have molecules, or chemicals or molecules. Now the molecules like water, HCl, if you break it down, then what you got? The molecules like water, which is H2O, right? Hydrogen, oxygen. You break it down, what you got? You have hydrogen, oxygen, two hydrogen, and then one oxygen is what we know. So that is atom. You further break the atom down, which is what you get here in the picture left side. An atom has a nucleus, and then it has electrons which are orbiting around the nucleus. So hydrogen and oxygen, each of them have some number of electrons, which is how we determine and say that's how it retains its identities. Hydrogen is oxygen, it's chlorine, it's mercury, and so on and so forth. So ultimately, everything is broken down into these subatomic particles called electrons, protons, neutrons that are there inside an atom. Now, what they found, quantum is when they looked deep into the atom too, they found that it's all empty. 99.999999999% empty. They found So this atom, what they're saying here, what you see on the left side, and this is all really empty. And if you drew a line around this orbiting, and what they found inside the matter that we think is very, very tiny, it's only point not 1%. And then everything is empty. That emptiness is filled with energy. That's what they found. Energy means it's all wave. It just keeps going around. If 99.9999% in an atom is empty, and if you round it up, you get to near 100, right? Basically 100% of an atom is empty. Now, atoms are empty, your molecules are empty, and so then your organs are empty, and so their body then technically should be empty. From quantum physics perspective, it's all emptiness. 100%, near 100% is all emptiness, is filled with energy. And so then we are an energy field. Because practically everything is empty and inside, so it's all an energy field. And emptiness is energy. So we're an energy field. The characteristics of energy field is what? Like a wave, as you see here at the bottom. You know, it's a wave. So we are energy field. There is that energy from us is spreading as a wave. Now, it's a big field of energy waves everywhere, interconnected. Now, the energy field of mine and yours and everybody in this universe is spreading around, going around for every object, and all of them, the nature, animals, everything is spreading around. They all are going around. So what direction energy goes? It goes in all directions. And so this energy then spreading around and then ultimately then connecting to everybody. Because the energy that is there, that emptiness that is there in atoms, all energy is moving beyond speed of light. So this energy is traversing everywhere and then it's connecting. If you put two stones in a pond and then waves are there, two stones, two different set of waves start. And the waves are energy, right? So it's like a wave means it keeps going. And so the two waves come together, they ultimately intersect with each other. And then what happens? They become a new wave, inseparable. You can't separate them, right? So same way, the first thing to understand, dear friends, is that atom is empty means that we are, the first principle of quantum physics, we are less matter, more emptiness and energy. Now, this energy of yours, mine, everything out there ever exists in the universe is all traversing, traveling together, and then connecting, just like the sources of light bulbs come together and become one single light. You take 2 or 3 containers of water of any kind, liquids, mix them together, they become one type of liquid. Take 3 containers of water, you mix them together, they're inseparable anymore, they all became one. They're inseparable. The same way, our energy fields go together and then ultimately connect with each other, because think of these waves that are going and then connecting. It's all become one single big field of waves. Except that the frequency of various waves are different. My frequency of waves is different from your frequency. My frequency is defined by now. There is the information that my frequency is defined by thought. Now, what have they done? So the first principle is less matter, more emptiness and energy. Then the second principle is saying we are unlimited possibility field. So first of all, we established that we are connected into a big, large field of energy. That's called quantum energy field. I will allude to it throughout this program so far. The quantum energy field is this field of energy that is made up of nothing but everything in this entire multiverse. Everything, everybody. They're all are emptiness and energy, so that energy is mixing up together everywhere. It's called quantum field of energy. Intricately connected. It's called quantum entanglement. We connect with each other, entangled with each other. Animals are entangled with us. Life forms are entangled with us. Everything out there is that energy, and so that comes together. Now, the other principle they've discussed now, so far let's establish we're all a big single large field of energy. Now, what they've discovered, I mean, we have to come with the possibility. Now, if we are physical matter, we thought, but we really are emptiness and energy. Now, what they've also discovered, that electron, that neutron, the nucleus, we thought is really particle, matter. Actually, that they've discovered that it's actually a wave by default. They've done experiments to demonstrate this. They said electrons by default, we thought are all particles, but actually they're waves. The default wave of electron is to be a wave. So that 0.1%, what we thought is matter, is actually, that is also a wave that discovered, and then it becomes a particle with a certain thing. It's called observation. Otherwise, an electron, neutron, everything stays as a wave. And then we see matter because the electrons, neutrons that are the matter, we see them as physicality, as sensory perception. So we see them as matter. What changes an electron, neutron into matter is through an observation. If this quantum field of energy, that big energy field that is there, where we are energy, 99% emptiness inside, but even the 0.01% electrons also by default are waves, then 100% we are emptiness and energy. And so then everybody's also same 100% emptiness energy. They all are connected. They all a big, large field. So in that field, what do you got? You got everybody's atoms, molecules are all there. Everything that ever exists, their atoms, molecules are there. So it's a big field. Everything is there as energy. And so then that energy is becoming matter in some way, and then whatever reason it may be becoming matter, but then that energy is there. So that means that the permutations and combinations of how many combinations of people that we can take to produce matter into you is unlimited, infinite combinations we can take. And so then we say this as infinitely possible energy field, infinite opportunity, infinite experience energy field. Everything is energy staying. And so then you can think of, you can derive of any experience you want to have. It's all there in the energy field because all that exists is energy. And so whatever you want to experience is all there in this energy field. I want to look at and say, oh my God, my laptop is again slow. So when observed, a subatomic particle becomes matter. So I want us to understand and watch this video. We're going to conclude this session in about few minutes. I would like us to watch this video.
And here we are, the granddaddy of all quantum weirdness, the infamous double slit experiment. To understand this experiment, we first need to see how particles, or little balls of matter, act. If we randomly shoot a small object, say a marble, at the screen, we see a pattern on the back wall where they went through the slit and hit. Now, if we add a second slit, we would expect to see a second band duplicated to the right. Now, let's look at waves. The waves hit the slit and radiate out, striking the back wall with the most intensity directly in line with the slit. The line of brightness on the back screen shows that intensity. This is similar to the line the marbles make. But when we add the second slit, something different happens. If the top of one wave meets the bottom of another wave, they cancel each other out. So now there is an interference pattern on the back wall. Places where the two tops meet are the highest intensity, the bright lines, and where they cancel, there is nothing. So, when we throw things, that is, matter, through two slits, we get this, two bands of hits. And with waves, we get an interference pattern of many bands. Good so far. Now, let's go quantum. An electron is a tiny, tiny bit of matter, like a tiny marble. Let's fire a stream through one slit. It behaves just like the marble, a single band. So, if we shoot these tiny bits through two slits, we should get, like the marbles, two bands. What? An interference pattern. We fired electrons, tiny bits of matter through. But we get a pattern like waves, not like little marbles. How? How could pieces of matter create an interference pattern like a wave? It doesn't make sense. But physicists are clever. They thought, maybe those little balls are bouncing off each other and creating that pattern. So, they decide to shoot electrons through one at a time. There is no way they could interfere with each other. But after an hour of this, the same interference pattern is seen to emerge. The conclusion is inescapable. The single electron leaves as a particle, becomes a wave of potentials, goes through both slits, and interferes with itself to hit the wall like a particle. But mathematically, it's even stranger. It goes through both slits, and it goes through neither. And it goes through just one, and it goes through just the other. All of these possibilities are in superposition with each other. But physicists were completely baffled by this. So they decided to peek and see which slit it actually goes through. They put a measuring device by one slit to see which one it went through and let it fly. But the quantum world is far more mysterious than they could have imagined. When they observed, the electron went back to behaving like a little marble. It produced a pattern of two bands, not an interference pattern of many. The very act of measuring or observing which slit it went through meant it only went through one, not both. The electron decided to act differently, as though it was aware it was being watched. And it was here that physicists stepped forever into the strange netherworld of quantum events. What is matter? Marbles or waves? And waves of what? And what does an observer have to do with any of this? The observer collapsed the wave function simply by observing.
So, this experiment is called a double slit experiment. And I know that some of it is difficult to understand, and I had to watch multiple times to understand this, but what it's saying is that when you recognize and you thought electrons are matter, like marbles, particles, and then when they threw the electrons straight through a slit, they expected that they form into a straight line band. But they saw that electrons are behaving like a wave, so they're going and forming multiple bands. A wave is what? It's not going straight, it's going all over. So it's going and forming multiple bands. If it is a wave, then it is like an energy going all around. And so it formed multiple bands when they put a screen. So they threw electron, they thought it is a particle, it will go straight and hit the wall, but went around and then hit at multiple points as a wave. Right? So when you have throw a stone in a pond, and the wave starts off, and then it goes and slowly goes, and let's say it's in a well, you threw a stone, and the well circle, as the wave goes out, and then it hits the edge of the well at some point. And since it's a wave, different points hit at different times, and then at different intensity. That's the different bands they're talking about. An electron, when it's behaving as a wave, and when it became and hit the screen as multiple times, because wave. But then the moment they put an observer, They said, wait a minute, I'm sending an electron and I know it is a particle, and so it should go straight. And so when they put an observer, an electron behaved as if it's a particle, and it went straight. They removed the observer, it went back to its old behavior of being a wave. They put an observer, it became particle. That observer, observing that electron to be seeing as something as a particle, so I want to see it in front here, is making it behave that way. Observer collapses, I don't know, brings that electron as from an energy into a wave into matter, the particle, in a way that we can sense, see, and experience through sensory perception. So now, dear friends, if one electron can be influenced like that to become matter through observation, and we take a group of electrons together, and then you observe them to be experienced in a certain way, and they become matter that way. That's your experience of life. Because what is an experience of life? An experience of life, or any physical event that we are seeing, is nothing but a pattern of a set of subatomic particles. So you take a group of electrons and neutrons of yours and mine, and then somebody else's, and let's say three of us who want to experience traveling to the Pangong Lake in Himalayas. And so three of us, and if we decide, and so if all of our electrons and neutrons are observed to be there suddenly, the Pangong Lake, and then so you are thinking about it. What is observation? Your thought. Your attention to something. And so you put your attention on, and if three of us together, if you put our attention onto it, and I'm putting my attention onto it, and then if you didn't disagree, and then my communication reaches to you, and then you didn't disagree to it, that means you agree to it, so then you will potentially come into that field. And so together, the three of us together can experience that going into Pangong Lake, because your observation brings that energy into the physicality. So a group of atoms, trillions of atoms coming together to create an experience for us. If one atom can be brought into physicality, then even a group of them can be observed to be brought into physicality. The only requirement is that there is no conflict. And so if you have three people, and then if three people are thinking of three different things, then they're not coming together. But if three people come together, they're created. If I am here, and then I'm the master of my body, and if I put my attention on my body, onto all my cells in the body, and then observing it to behave certain way, then it seems that I can then change the structure, change the way the body responds. And so then I experience some different form of it, which is called good health or bad health, depending on what we say and communicate. But observation is manifest, creates possibilities, and observation is thought and feeling with an experience. So, dear friends, with a focused mind, we manifest matter. That means we create our life experiences. Meditation is developing the focused mind. Meditation develops the one point of mind. In order to be focused, first of all, we have to become coherent. Means we have to become one with other. We don't, have frustrations, arguments. We don't have the separateness. Then you know that we can. When you're in a good mood, when you're in a good vibration, then you can focus. First of all, to get the focus, we can't be very angry and then expect to be very focused. You know it. We can't be highly frustrated and expect to focus. We can't be very, very guilty and expect to focus. So one part, we have to let go of all that negative or lower emotion, move into the higher emotion, so then we start developing focus. Then moving to the higher emotion is called coherence. And then further from there, developing focus to be on something, singularly on it, no matter what happens around us, is called a focused mind. And meditation is developing it. We saw it last week about a lot of abilities that are developed through meditation. Now, focus is not just about concentration on the mind, it's about many things. We learned this week as we go on what do we mean by focus, the broad definition of focus. But the net though is, dear friends, our observation manifests possibility, our thought and feeling, attention to things that bring about that experience. So we're going to explore this deeply for the rest of the week on this manifestation science, dear friends. But today we're trying to make an attempt to explain that our thoughts create our reality. So thank you very much for joining. And then you can go back and then listen to this video on YouTube, Fred Alan Wolf. Pradeep, you can type Fred Alan Wolf and double slit experimentation video. You'll get this 4-minute video to watch it over and over. And you will, and then some books around these concepts to understand Self-Aware Universe by Dr. Amit Goswami. It's a technical physics kind of book for the self-aware universe, talking about quantum physics. And then Dr. Joe Dispenza explains a bit in his book, You Are the Placebo. To put these things together to understand that our thoughts are actually bringing our outer reality, are bringing an experience into our life. So then the whole training is about having the right thoughts, or thoughts around the experience we truly want. When we say, my body is not healing, and the moment you have this backache, then you're thinking, oh my God, my body is not healing. So where is your thought? Your thought is saying, my body is not healing. So it's going to stay that way because your thoughts create a reality. When we say, these people never do this work they were expected, they always come late, they always deliver late, they always do this. And this is the thought of a manager. And then what is that you are creating? You're creating that same experience again and again, over and over. So we fix the thought from what we do not want to what we want, as we start creating reality. Thank you very much, Pradeep. Any announcements before we conclude?
No announcements for today.
Okay, dear friends. So we'll see you all tomorrow. This whole week, we're going to continue to discuss a step after step. So tomorrow, we're going to introduce the 5-step manifestation process that if we follow, we seem to gain greater ability to create things. So we'll understand, we'll introduce it tomorrow, and then we'll continue to discuss the steps day after day. So thank you all and have a wonderful rest of the day and a great meditative night for those in the West. Okay.
Yes, friends, anyone want to share or have any questions? You can raise your hand.
Jagath,
Yes.
how is it going? Sharad Mitchell.
Sure.
No problem. Please go ahead.
Yes, Chandra, madam, you can.
Oh, okay. I didn't know who I am. Am I on the wrong spot? But thank you. Today I found their hand. So I'm very happy about it. Chandraji, the quantum physics thing was after I heard you first in the St. Louis. Now it gave me more light onto that because I'm not a physics student, so I didn't follow many things. But the video was still, I need to watch it at least 5 more times to understand how that is going. It's not going into my head anyway. So my question, I was thinking of one thing is how, like each emptiness and each atom, molecules, everything you said, it's all going as a group shared everywhere, and they are all creating energy together and create and end up in creative thing if it is observed. But I am asking how the group meditation, if each one is different particle, if different frequencies we are doing it, we are sending at different frequency, and each one's manifestation may be different ideas, different things, we don't know. How that's going to be, I am a little confused how to match it with that video. I didn't understand. If you can put some simple thing for a layman. You said something, but I'm not able to understand.
Yeah, we have infinity of experience, right? There are, you want something, I want something, Ranjana,
yeah, everybody.
Everybody wants what they want. So they all are going about creating and collapsing those electrons, neutrons into physical aspect by observing what an experience they want, right? So I will go to my Himalayas, you go to your Alps, and Ranjana will go to our Mount Shasta's mountains in US. Yeah. We all can have our own unique experiences. So that is one. So we can have our experiences the way we want them. There is infinity. Now, if you and I want to have an experience together collectively, then you and I have to agree to it. You have to think about it, I have to think about it, then it'll happen, right? If a child thinks she wants to become a doctor, and then the mom wants the child to become an engineer, it's not going to happen, right? They're thinking different things. So, but if we agree together, then we can have a collective experience. But otherwise, we all have our own individual experiences. That's all I'm saying, right? I'm looking to experience Mount Shasta travel, means that I'm visualizing about being in Mount Shasta. I'm thinking about putting my attention onto being in Mount Shasta, going by maybe British Airways, and then going by along with my friend there in a car. So then they will be part of my experience. When I'm thinking about my friend to come and join me, my signal is going to this friend. It's energy communication. And they're responding, they're calling me someday, 3 days later, 10 days later, 1 month later. You know what, you're coming in my thoughts. I thought I'll call you anyway. And then not only that, they will say, tell you what, I've been thinking of going to Mount Shasta for a long time. Will you join me? This is how they're going to respond back to you, because you already communicated to him, and then they also seem to develop that interest if they had interest to go to mountains. But if they didn't have at all, then they will not participate. They are very resistant. They are reluctant to taking their communication from others. And so they will not take it. So we are saying that if you are open to certain experience, and I'm open to an experience, and I wish for something, and if you're open to that experience, that means then you're also not resisting any experience towards that, any thought and idea that comes to your way, you're not resisting it, then you will take potentially that. And so that's how two things together come to an experience. If I, for example, my friend that I'm sending a signal, and suppose they have a huge resistance to being in nature because they had some nasty experience in the past. So they decided in their mind, never ever go to any nature and then be there. I must always be in the cities. If they decided strongly like that, even any kind of idea that come to their mind, even if any kind of thing they see, however you do, but in their mind they fixed and said, I'm not going to go to nature. So how much ever you can try to send a signal, how much ever that happens in the environment, but they're going to say no, until the time they decide to change it. So then your experience of trying to go to Mount Shasta with the other person who is resisting strongly is not going to happen, which is basically demonstrating that you have your freedom to choose what you want, but not taking away freedom of somebody. That is their freedom. They have to come to agree that things will come together to have a group experience. But you have freedom to choose what you want by yourself without impacting somebody's freedom. And so then you can continue to experience many things. Right?
Okay. And I thank you, Chandraji. This makes some sense to me, because I thought group meditation is just we have to be in this group. Then everybody, how they are sending, I get some kind of weird imagination coming out. So I'm not able to. But I have another one basic question. What is the goal for this whole meditation? Is this Buddha meditation or any meditation? Is it to reach any or experience any manifestation, or is it to empty ourselves or get the peace of This is just me because I have a,
Yeah, it's great because there are so many things happening here, so many concepts we're learning. What's the goal? What's the goal of human life?
peaceful. I feel that peace. I need the peace of mind.
You need peace of mind. Okay, so if you sat not doing anything somewhere, going away from all this family and samsara and everything, do you think you get a peace of mind much easily then?
To take some action, I understand.
So
I have
the goal of life then can be defined a little more. You want to be peaceful, but you still want to experience life, isn't it?
Yes, if it is spiritual experience, I would love to.
No, but any experience. Why did you have a whole life with a family? Or have children or grandchildren and you're living somewhere?
Yeah, that's all part of this whole life. Yeah,
Yes,
that's
life.
the way we are all created.
So it's about like living life joyfully, with contentment, meaningfully, and peacefully. So you start using many words now, right? Ultimately, everybody wants to live their life. If I want to put all of these words into one single thing called beautifully, then we use the word. I want to live my life beautifully, which means it is joyful, it is peaceful, and it is contentment is there. That means that I always feel that there's some meaning to it, because ultimately that's also a requirement for us to be peaceful at ourselves. And so if all of these required, the goal of meditation can be seen as something that moves us into a beautiful life, living a beautiful life. Now that can be a material experience, doesn't matter. That can be a spiritual experience, doesn't matter. But then eventually it's an experience that you are satisfied with. For some people, it is simply living a great life with the children for the next 3 years, the next 5 years, I don't know, for the rest of the lifetime. For some people, it's about going beyond all of these material things to experience something that is there. Something that blissful experience that is there, which you found it once or twice, and then you want to be with it. Every individual is seeking an experience of their choice. And so the goal of meditation is to live a beautiful life, a life where you feel you're empowered to do things by yourself, a life that you feel that you have freedom to operate, because nobody wants your freedom to be taken. Do you agree? Nobody wants the freedom to be taken. Then you feel restricted in life. So a life of freedom, a life of empowerment, and a life of meaning.
Yeah, that's true. Very true.
And so this meditation that we are learning is all leading towards that, a life of freedom. We gain our freedom, we have the strength to express our many ways we free ourselves in the mind. That elephant tied itself with a simple, small, when a mahout ties the elephant with a small rope, the elephant thinks it is tied forever, even though it can simply pull it out, but it just tied itself in the mind. So we free ourselves of many limitations in the mind, and then we gain strength to express to others who are taking away our freedom in some way. And so then we gain back the freedom to live a freedom life, peaceful life. Empowered, we recognize thoughts create reality, so we gain that empowerment to go and create rather than feel victim or helpless. Empowered. Satisfied, meaningful, when we recognize that our happiness is a joy, is a bound when we're helping others, and so we start helping others. And so then we are satisfied and meaningful. So we get to these three things when we go through this whole program.
Yeah, that's good. That's good. I feel that's something which I didn't think about. So it is really good. I have a few more later on. I'll ask. I have to leave space for other people. I will send you those questions. I got them in today to me. So some of the questions. So thank you, Chandra. I don't.
If you have these three, you are free to operate. You are empowered to operate. Empowered, thoughts create reality. Any amount of experience you can have, and then you are satisfied, meaningful. That means it's a contribution. People around you also, everything around you is also taken care. It's also growing the same level. Now that's the heart of God, if you will.
Okay.
And so then we are moving towards it. And if you have all three, there's no suffering. That's called moksha, liberation. If you have all these three, there's no suffering. Liberation.
What is the first one? Sorry, which one? What is the first one?
I
You
said
said first.
if you have all of
The
them,
volume is so low, Chandraji. The volume the whole time is so low. I put my maximum. I couldn't hear most of the things.
is my volume low, guys? Is it,
Now it is coming. It was so low before. For me, it is not coming at all. I have to put the full volume. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, can you please repeat the three of them? You said something which is very comforting to me. So I felt I have found some meaning.
I said life of freedom, then
Freedom, yes.
life of empowerment, and then life of meaning.
Okay.
If you have these three, then I'm saying and equating it to life of, let's say, God, or there's somebody who you look up to who's got all of that. A God is fully empowered. A God is always helping and living a beautiful life, and a God is free to operate. So we are that. We have become that. So one way to say that we're moving towards becoming that. That's the meaning of Aham Brahmasmi.
Yeah, you and me are one. I am God.
When what is God? Then if God is exhibiting certain capabilities and qualities, he'll be becoming that.
Yeah.
Right? And so then is equal to also then not having any suffering. When you have all three, there's no suffering. The lack of suffering is called moksha, liberation. So the goal of meditation is to have these things, or go towards free from suffering.
Okay. Now I get it. It's in my language, so that's good.
It's meditation and knowledge.
Meditation and knowledge, yes.
But Gautam Buddha said eightfold path. In the eightfold path, meditation, right efforts, right concentration, right meditation are a group of three. Right, the knowledge is required. Right efforts to gain the knowledge is required, and so then you will end up having the right views and the right intentions.
Yeah.
And then with those, then you will have right work, right words.
Okay.
All of that. And so then it is knowledge and it is meditation. Both combined will lead us towards this life of liberation.
That's great. That's good. Thank you, Chandraji.
Okay. Sanju, madam.
Namaskar, sir. Am I audible?
Yes, ma'am. Go ahead.
I'm not so much good in physics, actually, but today's explanation was really very nice, and many things I tried to grasp. One thing I want to share that maybe it is correlated, or please give some real explanation. Sorry, I would like to know whether I understood it in right way or not. I would like to have some clarity from you, sir. So I had noticed some strange quality in me, and that was told by others actually, that whenever they in rainy season or in some other season, where I live, there is no expected or you can't expect whether it will be raining today or not. This is what happens here in Ranchi. Such kind of climate is here. So people around me, my relatives and my neighbors used to ask me whether it will be raining today or not. And if I say yes, this was not noticed by me, by them. And after some day, they said that this is what is my quality. So if I said yes, they prepare themselves for going outside with all the umbrella and all that. And if I said no, it won't rain, they go outside freely. And it really, उस दिन बारिश नहीं होती थी. When I came to know about it, after some time they discussed with me, or they said that you have this strange quality. And then I had some, pride type of feeling that, yeah, I am having this strange quality or something. And after that, it vanished. Whenever people ask me, I feel like, yes, I can say something, and I said yes or no, and then ये चीज फिर opposite होने लगा. मतलब अगर मैं कह दी कि हाँ होगा, उस दिन नहीं होता था. जिस दिन मैंने कह दिया नहीं होगा, उस दिन होता था. Then when I went through all these classes and explanations, and today also, I correlate that I was doing it unknowingly, or I was very much connected with the nature, or my whole energy was connected, which I had gained from my Nani Ma. I had learned it from Nani Ma when I was young. She used to say this type of things. आज बारिश होगी या नहीं होगी, आज कैसे होगा, because in villages they are so much connected with nature, and they can predict, as I have noticed. According to that, they do their daily course and everything. So what was that? I just want to know. And now I don't have that time, that kind of quality. It has vanished now.
This is where we start exploring into the field of the supernatural abilities. What is, when somebody has the ability to predict, that means they're connected into this quantum field of events that are going to take place. Everything is happening already. Like a stock marketist, somebody who has gotten all the instruments glued into it, then they're able to predict to an extent what's going to happen based on the past events. Knowing that it can change too, but you have an ability to predict. Knowing that it can change, you know that. But you have the ability to project and predict. So we all possess those abilities. Some people are given exceptional ability. They look at people, they can tell what they're going through in their mind. You had the ability to connect with that nature, so by default, so that you're able to predict it. But the moment we gain that separateness, the ego is just around it, or the moment we misuse it, the powers are generally gone.
Yes, this is what has happened.
So with meditation, we develop a lot of powers back. We connect many things back again. With meditation, we develop some of these powers back. That's called siddha. We gain those siddhas. But the key is to utilize them for the right purpose. Not doing the homework of others unnecessarily.
I connected with the coherency that you talk about. That at that time, my energy was coherent with all around the energies around, or the energy of the nature. That is why it was happening. This is what I understood. But now you are saying that.
That's what it is. You go back to becoming more coherent with the quantum field. And so then you start connecting, and so you start downloading information about some of the events. Now, why you get only specific about weather, why now about people in front of you? That's all linked to a complex web of creation. Everybody is given some power, right? And so because it is often tied to a purpose that you may have. So then you start exploring a little bit more about who are you, where did you come from, what is your purpose? So then you would know why this power to predict weather patterns and the not power to solve somebody's direct problem. That's look into why some people are able to tell what is going through your mind, or know what is the challenge that somebody has faced. Many of those are there, but we have to. So these are all possible, and they're connected to a past. connected to your purpose, of why you took this lifetime for a specific reason. So you got to explore some of that aspect. Theosophical Society is a great starting point. Books by Theosophical Society is a starting point to go and explore these aspects. Okay.
Okay.
All
One
are
more.
different powers, it does. Yes.
Thank you, sir. One more thing. I have noticed some people who enjoy angerness or complaints, continuous, such kind of people I have noticed. Means if I'm saying something, they will reject it without thinking what I'm saying. They will, and this is not with me also, with me only. They used to do it with everyone. If someone says, suppose, what to say, how to explain. Means they continue arguments and they continue their angerness. And I feel that they do it continuously and all the time. Why do they do that?
Because their personality.
Sir? Sorry, sir.
Because of their past experiences that they're driven through their personality of that way. Their past experiences are recorded as their past experiences make them feel that they have to defend. I mean, that's the way it's called a survival thinking. That you always hold on to your point based on your past experience, where there's something deeply happened, where they felt that they lost out, and so they must defend themselves to gain their authority to continue to survive. So it's called a subconscious program of memory that is there that we tie to our past. And you come to a conclusion that this is the way to gain your authority, gain your control of life. Right? So the past experience recorded, so from the past experience, I was learning and said, this is the way I must operate to have control of my life. And so we continue it, not willing to see others' point. Right? So meditation will help them to slowly resolve that memory, drop that memory or resolve that memory, look into that memory of why they're behaving. If they cannot remove it, it will help at least to bring it in front to them, so they look into that memory to say, what's the root cause of why I'm always taking a strong, tough position, even though I'm wrong. And so they look into it. So either it'll help them drop it without even knowing, so they become normal, or they look into it. And so either way, they become free of it. For a time, you sure will expect that people will change from their behaviors to newer, more coherent behavior. Okay.
But how to motivate them to?
How to motivate them? We change. I said we change. When we change, the world around us will change.
Yeah. Yes.
And part of your change is to now speak differently. Earlier, if somebody shouted, then you say, you are a waste. Why do you shout like that? You can tell normally. Now you are just keeping quiet, patient. Then when they're in good mood while having at the dinner table, you know what? You did this last time. Do you think it's really necessary? There is a way you communicate. Your communication, your change will come there, show up in the way you communicate. Earlier using a lot of words, but now using thought to communicate.
Yeah. Yes.
Right? Because you know that the words will lead to potential argument. You may not even understand, but thought communication is always going to the subconscious of the other person. It comes as an idea to them. Our thought will go to them, it will come as an idea. And we say, hey, I got this insight that I should just keep quiet. They said, I got the insight. But in reality, you might have planted that insight into the mind because you continue to send it. Okay.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you.
All right. Thank you, dear friends. So good to have this conversation. So we'll see you all tomorrow again. Thank you.
Okay. Bye, everyone. We'll meet tomorrow again.